Right. Local SEO tips in 2024 and how to rank higher on Google. My name is Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org. In today's video, what I'd love to answer for you is your questions related to local SEO and ranking higher in Google. In fact, I have saved a plethora of local centric questions related to local SEO and helping business owners achieve better results on Google Maps. I'm here to answer their questions. All right. So last session I did doing this exact thing. I was cut a little bit short, so we're going to go back into that. I have a set amount of time that I can spend here doing this today, about 40 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and take advantage of the time that we have together, get through some of the questions that are listed right here, answer these questions. On top of that, I want to go ahead and state that moving forward, starting next week, every single Thursday, inside of YouTube, after my regular mastermind hours, I'm going to be hosting a YouTube mastermind for members only here on YouTube. So every single Thursday at 4:15 p.m., it's probably going to be more like 4:30, right? We're going to host the YouTube mastermind. So for members that are here on YouTube, we're going to have our own mastermind right here. I want to make sure that we're able to fill out properly, sharing test results, running tests, answering questions, doing hot seats. The same stuff that I do in my private group, I want to be able to offer here on YouTube to more of a, beginner to intermediate level. All right. So very excited about doing this. I actually cut the sessions. I was doing 6 hours a week over there. I took away 2 of those hours to allocate them here on YouTube. So very happy to announce that, and hopefully I'll see you there. Enough about me. Let's get into your questions. So if you have anything you'd like me to answer right now, go ahead and toss it in. I'll be more than happy to answer it for you. But note, we have 40 minutes, so get the questions in as fast as you can. However, I'm here to help current members as well. So let's begin that now. All right. Let's go ahead and start that now. Now we're gonna just create a answered in the 2/29 of 24 live video called Local SEO Tips in 2024. All right. So let me just copy this and reply. So we have a question from Anawan Hassan. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name, but thank you for your question. And the question is, if we have multiple locations, such as cities in New York and Miami and Florida, what would you suggest to have different GMB profile for Miami location? It's just that we want to expand our territory. All right, so there's you have a lot of options. I think the the PG, or I'm thinking the what's best for the vast majority is hopefully you have other business locations, right? You have multiple locations in other cities in New York, Miami, Florida. What would you suggest to have different GMB profile for the Miami locations? So you're not asking how to get more. Now that I'm understanding and reading this again, what you're asking is, hey, I have these multiples in multiple states. I already have these assets set up. Should I talk about them on the website? And the answer is absolutely. The website, in my opinion, generally is going to be structured in a way that is going to reward website.com/primary service /primary location, right? So we've already siloed the content to give understanding and context to Google so they deeper understand who we are, what we do, and where we do it, right? That's actually the structure. Who we are, what we do, and where we do it, right? Just like a citation, a structured citation. Very, very similar, right? By design. But with that being said, on those specific pages, you have the ability to change out your footer, right? Either footer or custom blocks. Now, on these specific Miami pages, or where I have a Florida listing, this is the location that I'm going to talk about in my Florida pages. Now, I'm not going to talk about my Florida listing on my New York pages, nor would I go ahead and put Florida, Miami, Texas, whatever your locations may be. I'm not going to blast those site-wide. Now, on the about or maybe service pages that you might have, I call these filler pages, like about us, terms of service, privacy, stuff that you should have, meet the team. We're going to, of course, say, hey, we have more than one location, but I'm not going to blast it across the entire website. So let's go ahead and move into the very next question. All right. So here, let's see what's next. Boom. Push that. All right. So the very next question that we have, and by the way, thank you for that last one. So the very next question is from 407 Reviews KS1YX. And this question is, and thank you for this, by the way, what are you trying to accomplish? Does this method make you show up in Google Maps for all these cities? Good question. All right. So the only thing I'm accomplishing from how to create Google Map SEO citations is 3 things. One of them is Google My Maps citations has far less search volume than Google Maps SEO citations, okay? But they are generally talked about, they're usually considered the same thing, right? People were calling Google citations the My Map citations. Plus, there's more search volume there. So I titled the video that, okay? So that was one reason. The other reason is for that video there, all I'm showing people what to do is how to create My Maps pins in order to be able to make a exportable KML file for their location sitemap. That video there is a 2-part series where, hey, here's how you make the My Maps. Here's how you create a KML location file, okay? So to answer your question more specifically, does this help you show up in more cities or not show up more or more potently or better in cities? If you follow the entire process. Do the My Maps work by themselves? Absolutely not. Why would they? Maybe in 2016. But as far as the that service, like I know that people sell this as a service. I was asked numerous times, hey, how do you do this? I'm showing people how to do it. I'm showing people that you don't have to go and buy it from someone else. You can do it yourself very easily for free. But on top of that, what I'm really getting at with that is here's how you make a location sitemap. All right. You can get a KML file very easily. You can then convert that KML file to a locational sitemap. All right. It's just so easy. All right. So with that being said, I hope that this helps you out. And that was the reason for that. All right. Next question here is from Michael Figuerel. All right. I'm unlike others. I didn't pre-screen these. I'm just going down the list. All right. Like it is what it is. So, hey, Chris from Italy. Hello to you. I'm building a blog about affiliate marketing. Do you think that this applies also to Italy? Thanks for the great video. So this is in reference to Insane Link Building Video, 1 million backlinks. That is a spam technique, aka a rank and bank technique, a fly-by-night, a unicorn of sources, of sense. Like it's not something that a business, right? If you're setting up an asset that you want to invest your time and your money into as a long-term strategy or play, then that strategy there is not for you. Will it work in the short term? Maybe 50-50. I'm not Google, right? Can it work? Yes. Is this what I'm recommending that a real business do? No. And I made that very, very clear in that video. Like this, the actual asset was on their 7th iteration of the website, right? They were taken down 7 times, right? So just saying, it's a highly spammed technique, and it made really good content. So hopefully that helps you out. Harryauto962, thank you for the comment. We're going to go inside of here. Okay. I like the content on how to create location pages. In the past, I've been told the information on pages should not be duplicate another page's information. It shouldn't duplicate from other pages. Okay, that's a statement. Question: how do you get around this situation when all of the page content, except for the location, is the same as other pages? And I briefly talked about this in another session, but I'll be more than happy to answer it for you, of course, right? Because I'm here to help you, Harry Otto962. So, Harry, when we're talking about geo-modified location pages, yes, absolutely in the past, like since the helpful content update, when that helpful content update hit, let's say September is when I really started feeling it, right? Last September, maybe August-ish, somewhere in there. That's when I started to feel it, like notice a difference. This is when I really started to notice that older sites that have been indexed for a very long time, can still be rewarded by creating a mass pages, not mass, not doorway, still valuable pages, but at essentially geo-modified location landing pages, right? Where on new assets, brand new builds, like we just built it, we've done our citations, we're doing our initial, starting blocks. This is where I I know for a fact you're going to struggle by just changing out geo-modifiers in your headers and maybe a few times within the text. It's going to be in your best interest to have at least 50% unique per page. Really, we try to stick with about 60%. Generally, there's a block at the top that is going to reference or speak about location information. We're not talking about ice cream shops and museums. It's still hyper relevant to the service, but we're talking about the state or the city that we're in order to add some fluff to the page, okay? Fluff as in word count, as in density, as in to dilute the density so we can get a uniqueness count, okay? I may or may not do things a lot differently than maybe perhaps you do things, all right? We are looking for scale. In a lot of instances, we're looking to create a lot of pages. And if I get a, crawled currently not indexed rate of say 10%, if I put out 100 pages and 10 don't index, I'm not sad. You know what I mean? So I talk to a lot of business owners or SEOs working with business owners. They're every page, like no matter what, like we're not overly concerned with that because of the scale of a lot of projects that we're working on. Okay. So with that being said, the main takeaway here is if you have a new asset, it is in your best interest to utilize unique content. If you want to go more programmatic or, push the boundaries, around 60% unique. On top of that, if you have an older asset, you could probably still get away with geo-modified content, but you never know what Google's going to do tomorrow. So it will be in your best interest to go and maybe, start following some of the guidelines. Secondly, let me add this. Also, internal linking, structuring is massively important, building external links in. There's a lot of factors to indexation, creating of pages, plus there's always a level of duplicate content on your site, no matter what, and Google knows this. Also, duplicate content is not a penalty. You're allowed to duplicate yourself. Plagiarism is a penalty. That is a problem. Duplicating yourself is not an issue. Also, if I'm targeting Plumber Los Angeles and then I'm targeting Plumber, I don't know, San Jose, these are two different SERPs. They're not competing with one another, right? So I'm just saying it's completely up to you. You're the webmaster. You can make the best decision, but this is the information that I can share with you from experience. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. And thank you for your question. Allah2551 says, hey, Chris, how does the near me search optimization work with the location pages? How do you optimize for both? Or do you just pick one or the other? Okay. Great question. Thank you for it. So how do we optimize for near me? It's essential to have near me show up in the overall density of the page, no matter what. each location landing page or location-based service page that we're going to create, we always want to get near me in the lead H2. So that's the first H2 on the page. And then we want to make sure that our density count near me shows up on the page at least, it depends on what the competition has, but generally 5-6 times. So near me needs to show up on the page, and it's going to go into our lead H2, maybe our lead H3, completely up to you. Don't get lost in semantics. Just make sure it goes into a header, okay? So primary service plus location near me. It might sound a little strange. I'm sure you can word it. You're very clever. I know for a fact you can get it in there. Make sure you get it in there because we want to get as much traffic as we possibly can for the business owner. Or if it's your business, you want as much as you can get. Simple optimization tweak to add it to the page. There's also a way to put it into the URL structure, but I don't want to confuse you, and I hope that that helps you out. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Allah says, again, near me searches, so I answered this question for you, brother. No problem. Moving on, if you have one primary category, is it okay to have other categories that aren't primary? Secondary categories? I'm not going to, I won't say that. I always, sometimes I do that all the time. I'll go to say something like, it's silly to me, but it might not sound silly when you're reading it. You know what I mean? Like, I never mean anything in a mean way. But great question, Garrett Muntz. So Garrett, this is my opinion, and this is how we structure websites. So you have primary categories. So website.com, where I primarily work on local pages. All right. So this is really, this piece of information is really pertaining to local websites and local businesses, small businesses, medium businesses. It can also be fine for a lot of other companies as well, but this is what I'm referencing. We have our website.com /plumber /personal injury lawyer / fill in your blank of what your service is. Okay. This is whatever your service is a top level category page. It's a category, a parent page, a pillar page. It's a primary page. It's your top level page. It's one of the most important pages on your site. One of them. Okay. Top level. Now, can you create / secondary service that fits underneath that? You can, but it's not optimal. In my humble opinion, if you have a primary service, even a secondary service, if that service is receiving traffic, if that service has a CPC value, if that service can turn into dollars for your business or for your client's business, then it deserves its own pillar or top level page. I want to fill out the silo. I want to fill out the topic in its entirety. So in order to do this on a local website, it's website.com /service / areas I service / information. I'm going to do information related to the service plus city. I'm going to do information related to the service, right? We do information at both levels as the months progress and we run out of opportunities for content, okay? You don't have to do that from the door. So website.com /service, we're going to build information at that level / info. We're also going to do service / informational content after the city. Okay. So that's it. I'm not going to have /service / service. Why? If there's two services that are worth targeting, let's target them properly. Let's set this to a top level page so we can build out the silo to target the locations that we service and also build out informational content or supporting content to further explain our expertise, our authority, and build trust. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. Let's keep going here. All right. All right. So user, thanks, Chris. I got hit by the November update. I have several hundreds of articles on my blog. Would it be worthwhile in the long term to reclassify URLs to have the top level pages, like chicken breeds, specific breed. I'd have to do it over time and add redirects. Okay. I'm wondering if this would be a good long-term play. Okay. If there is not traffic, okay? If there's not traffic and there is not links pointing to a page, there's no reason to initiate a 301. It's a 410. Page does not exist. If there's no links and no traffic, it's a 410. Okay? So that's one element. Like the last thing that we need is Google following a bunch of redirects, right? Counting them, wasting their time on redirects in our website for pages that aren't passing equity or traffic. Remember, 301s, 410s, 302s, 308s, these are server response codes. This is just for the bot to understand where the traffic is being directed. So from an SEO standpoint, if there's no traffic and there's no equity, why would I want to permanently redirect a dead page? For what? No, I wouldn't. I would 410 that page. This page doesn't exist, Google. Here's the new page. And where do you say I have a new page? Sitemap, right? Okay, so that addresses that issue. Now here's the next thing. URLs to have the top level pages, chicken feeds. So this is where it gets tricky, all right? See how you're saying that there's multiple things going on a website, right? Doing the 410s would be easy if the only thing you have is chicken breeds and then you're talking about the specific breeds. If there's nothing else going on, no problem, do the 410s. But let's say, for instance, that you have chicken breeds / specific breeds, but then you also have your dog breeds it's the old structure. But these pages have links and they have traffic. So why would I want to change that silo out? I only want to change the chicken silo. See, like you don't want different structures. You don't want different siloing methods. You want your site to be clean, easy to navigate, right? You want your structures to be right. You want Google to understand that, hey, this is top level. This is the folder structure, right? So that's where it becomes very, very tricky. So the good rule of thumb, though, is if you have a URL, all right, and it's been in existence for a long time, is it going to be in your best preference if there are pages on your site that have links and have traffic to change those URLs? No, it's not. It might disrupt things too much, and it might take too much time for Google to trust you again. What might be a better option for you in this particular case is take a look at your on page. Take a look at your internal link flow. Like, yes, your URL structure and your site structure is not optimal. But do I need to go in there and tear out that whole site in order to make my structure optimal? No. But you may need to go in there and re-optimize your pages to better serve the intent of a SERP. And you need to also direct internal link power to top level pages, in this particular example, chicken breeds, by internally linking from lower pages in the structure to the higher pages, primary pages in the structure, right? I need my internal link flow. When you go inside of Google Search Console and you look at your internal links and it goes from most internal linked down, the pages that sell product for you need to have the most internal links pointing to them. This is showing level importance to Google. So oftentimes what I'll see is like, yeah, ideally in an optimal situation, yes, I want to go in there and rip out everything. But not everybody has the budget to do that. Hey, some pages might be doing good. It's not what's best always, right? So not every, but most situations are very unique. So take a look at the overall website. Do I need to restructure the whole thing? Because if you're going to do one section, right, might as well do the rest. And that's not usually what's best, all right? Take a look at your internal link flow, take a look at your on-page optimization, and then start building some external links in to the pages that can drive traffic and sales, leads, and phone calls for you. All right, I think that's where I divert my attention. Hopefully that helps you out. All right, I'm going to see if there's anyone in here that would like to Hey, Chris, I hope that you're well. Thank you for the good content. Yes, J5, it's my pleasure. Nigeri Buka, please share about how to get first client on local SEO market. 1 second, and we can talk about that. And Andrew, I heard you say on a different live you did with another SEO person that GMB are letting you verify easier, something like that. Can you explain a little bit more how to address that? Andrew, I'm not sure which where, if you were in a mastermind of some sort or where you were to hear such a thing. um but yeah, for business owners that have authentic businesses, it is pretty easy to get verified if you can go through the video verification process. Now, if we're talking about iller means of getting, like, creating grayer listings, YouTube live streams generally aren't the place for that type of discussion. But going back to Buku, please share with us about how to get first client on local SEO market. I've shared numerous times, I've been doing this for a while. So Wicked Fire, Warrior Forum, Black Hat World, and of course social media outlets, and then came the freelance platforms, was how I was getting my initial clients, other than the timeshare that I was working at initially, right? So for me to tell you now what I would do, like what I did initially to get my first clients, is wildly different than what I would probably do today. What I would do today is definitely get at least one good page up, no matter what, somewhere where they can call you, someone where they, who are you? What do you look like? What do you sell? Where are you located? Are you registered? Is your business registered? If they look up reviews and who you are, do you exist online? Can they see that? Okay, check. You got that out of the way. So credibility is out of the way we're talking about a normal business owner looking. That needs to be in position. Whether you have like a big drawn out portfolio and all this stuff, this is helpful. But when they go and look to make a decision, are you there? Right? Like a weird mugshot doesn't show up from 20 years ago, does it? Right? This is what I'm getting at. So with that being said, if you can create a awesome landing page, then the very first thing that I would start doing is, well, what are you really good at? Where is your target market? Like, what is your specific skill? Is there something or a particular category or niche that you can service? Do you know the lingo? Do you know the jargon? Are you good in real estate space? Chiropractor, dentist, law firm? Who are you servicing? Who's your avatar? That's who I'd be serving ads to. That's what I would do. If I knew, if I had to start now and I knew what I knew now, I would have been doing paid advertising far sooner. Far sooner. Yes, you're going to pay a lot more than you think a lead should cost. I assure you of that. And yes, you're not going to get back what you think you're going to get. I assure you of that. But I guarantee you, you will land clients. And the lifetime value of that customer is going to be well worth it. Yes, the upfront, you're going to lose money. But over time, it will be a profitable venture depending on how you're servicing your clients. All right, so that's my best advice. That's what I would do now. But if I told you about Wicked Fire, setting up Black Hat World posts from, nearly a decade ago, I don't know how effective that would be, right? When Fiverr first came out and we were putting up posts on there, this is what we did. What we would do is we would come up with little tiny services. Bookmark service was one of them. SRT files was another one of them. And we would put up the lowest dollar amount that we were allowed to do, get our initial sales in, because what we realized is when you're getting reviews, doesn't matter where the reviews go. If it's on a bookmark service, it doesn't matter if it's on an SRT, it doesn't matter if it's on an image, it doesn't matter if it's on Instagram. When I put up my SEO stuff or I put up more high ticket stuff, it helps me still boost. On top of that, what I used to have is we had this thing, and it was a screen refresher. So every 5 or 7 minutes, I forget what the count was, we would auto refresh the screen so it always showed us online, because it used to rank you higher when you were online. So we were always online. And then on top of that, we had an auto. If somebody messaged, you'd message them. Boom, boom, boom. So you're always online. You always message within a minute. And then on top of that, we had so many reviews that looked like we were the best, but it was all from services that, because that was the name of the game. Get more accounts, get more accounts. Get an account, get reviews, offer a high ticket. Okay, get the accounts, get it online, offer a high ticket service. A higher ticket service. So that's what we used to do. But I highly doubt that's going to work now. I highly doubt it. Anyway. Oh, here, you want more? They have, I don't know what city or what town or where you're from. You used to be able to buy half-page ads, but I was cheap, right? So we used to buy quarter ads. You buy a quarter-page ad in the Sunday, or if you have enough money, say it's, I always had, I would be working with somebody. What we would buy is we would buy inserts. We'd buy inserts on bright green paper. So we would do the inserts on the Sunday paper. Like we did the inserts. I did door hangers. I mean, the most effective stuff though was online, like online to online. Multiple threads on Black Hat World. This was before the marketplace was even like built out all crazy. Buying people's signatures. We used to do that. You get somebody that's active and says hello to every new user, you can buy. We were doing Wicked Fire, Warrior Forum. What's up, Warrior? I mean, that's it, dude. Those Sunday papers used to click. Dude, you'd get a nice rush of calls, usually Monday. So yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot of the initial work too came from, I was working for Blue Green at a timeshare for integrated marketing solutions. So when they put us onto the websites and I was learning, I had auto work. Like the first work that I ever got was handed right to me. Like, so, I walk in the light. I've been blessed. I've been blessed. That's all I can say. I wish you the best. But if I knew what I knew now about paid advertising and understanding that it's not about the money, you're not going to make a profit right now. But if you look at the overall time that's going to be spent, like month 1, yeah, I'm going to do a bunch of work. I'm going to do the setup. I might even do the build, and that might be free. But as long as you're doing good work and you're staying consistent and you're, being a good help to the business, a good part of the team, over, month 2 is a profit. Month 3 is a profit. Not the whole profit, because I still need to allocate budget towards service and performing tasks, and I might need to pay my help too. But there's a profit. Still hit 20, 18%. That's good. So hopefully that helps you out. All right. So before blogging, Chris, can you give us tips on URL manipulation, adding the knowledge panel URL and adding keywords to a URL? I can. That's more of a tutorial, but yes, I can share. I'll do one quick with you. I'll do that right as I'm getting off, because it's getting almost around the 40-minute mark. But I can show you that. I'll show you a couple examples, and then you can take it from there. Is that fair? All right. So Andrew says, no worries, my bad. Our cost estimation calculator is a good way to get leads, and how hard are they to rank for? Depending on the industry, they can be helpful for leads, but it's not something that I've ever utilized. It's not ever something I've ever utilized. No. No. It's just not something that was in my wheel well on the cost calculator. So I can't give you a clear answer on that, because that's not something that we ever did to acquire customers or traffic for that matter. But I see a lot of top performing sites that are already getting traffic that already have high authority scores, that have these types of calculators and such. And yes, they perform exceptionally well. Of course they do. They have a DR83 website. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not sure exactly which niche you're in. I saw it. You know, go look up solar panel websites. Like, how many guys are out here doing installations and repairs for these solar panel companies? All of them have calculators. The whole slew of them do. But there's still only 7 winners on the first page. You know, after you take away ads and all the garbage, there's about 7 clean organic listings nowadays. That's what it feels like. It's like one giant page, but really that first page is really only like 7. It's getting tough, but that's okay. All right, so Google Sheet, they paid me £350, so that's like $400. How we could increase our pay because our client is satisfied with me. One thing I've learned by working with customers is it's very, very hard to go up, right? The initial value, it's hard to go, you can go down. It's hard to go up. It's hard to go up. So the only way that I've been able to successfully be able to go up in price is, well, why? The why cannot be because I'm worth more. And, you know, this is all hypothetical, but because I have 3 children, the price of groceries went up. I know why you need more. Everybody needs more. But what are you doing that was different than before? Are you using new vendors? Oh, you are? Well, what's the cost difference there? Like, I would make sure that you can convey the difference or the impact that it's going to have on their business of why they should be giving you more. They're not giving, you know? Or you could play the hard route, but that's not usually. I would just be upfront and honest and then convey of why and how you can help them out more. And if you have good rapport with your client, you'll generally get it. I don't know any good business owner that if I said the price needs to go up and here's why, and you know, we already have rapport, that they would tell me no, but it depends on how big that jump is. And what it's for. So hopefully that helps you out. I can show you a Google Sheet for additional context. I'm not sure what you're trying to show me, but you could, sure. It's not going to let you show a link. Oh, actually put the link in. Or the Excel sheet, it'll block it from everybody, but I'll still see it. I have a service that has search volume for multiple keywords. Does each keyword need its own page since it's the same service essentially, or do I put all the keywords on the same service page? This answer comes up a lot. That's a great question. And the only person that can decide that, other than the business owner, like they clearly know what's different, but Google makes the decision. So if you have a list of services that, in your opinion, are all the same, you know, what I would do is go and look on Google. Is Google showing the same results or is it different? Is Google showing the same intent or is it different? Right? But this is something I would cover with the business owner. Like, are these the same thing? But if you're still not sure, go and ask Google. How do you ask Google? Type in the keyword plus your location and take a look. Take your next keyword, type it in, and take a look. Is it the same results? Same players? Maybe the same players in a little bit different order? Well, then that's the same keyword. And yes, those keywords can be on the same page. Work through your list. Like, it's usually not that difficult to where it's like, oh my goodness, I need to look up 300 keywords because I'm not sure if they need their own page or not. It's generally a matter of only a few or a handful. Like, for instance, I just had an instance come up where they have car service and they have chauffeur. Very, very similar, right? Should that be on the same page? Is it 2 separate services? Is the intent different? Is Google showing different results? Was my answer, right? I went and I looked. Well, what's Google think? Okay. So, and that's how I always handle that. It's not up to me. It's up to them. You know what I mean? Because to me, yeah, get it all on one page. One page to rank for 1 trillion keywords would be awesome. Right? Of course it would be. Like, just do one crazy page. Like, here's everything about my company and what we do and our services, our prices, everything. Just one giant page. Dude, that would be sick. And then just hammer that page with the links, right? Start running some traffic. Give it a hug, maybe. You know what I'm getting at. I'm just joshing. Just joshing you. All right. Before blogging. I got this product and okay. Specifics. So Alex here. All right, I have to. Our 40 minutes is up, but I'm gonna give you. All right, so let's go back up here because I said I would. All right, you guys can see my screen. So Alex, Chris, can you give tips on URL manipulation, adding the knowledge panel URL and adding keywords to a URL? Sure. That's very, very easy. We've been doing that since, I think the first training I did that in was in what, 2015 I made a training? No, it had to have been of 2017. I think I made one. Right? We were manipulating the strings. My years are jumbled up, but been doing that for a while, right? So I would love to help you out. And I have to say, as time has progressed, I would be careful on what you're appending together. All right? You can, I don't know what brings this question about, but be mindful of what you're doing. Also, there's hard limits. All right, so like there's limits on how many you can stack. Also, some things don't go well together. All right, you know, so that's another talk for another day. Or in the mastermind, we've gone through this quite a few times. I think you're in the mastermind, but let's do this now. So let's do one here. Oh, look at this. See, I told you I just did this for somebody. Like literally. That's why it was fresh on my mind. So here, let's go down this list here. We'll go over here to maps. Still doing well. Only using the super clean. I'm not promoting this by any stretch of the imagination. It's still, never mind. I won't even talk about it. But between us, I still haven't used any tobacco at all. So I'm proud of me. It was a decision for the beginning of the year, and I've been sticking through it. It's been 2 months. I'm happy with myself, so I'm sharing it with you. Anyway, how do you do these links? So to be able to pull them out, to get them, you can use a tool like this, Plepper. I assume you're doing this for maps, so I'm going to share with you in maps. You asked me specifically about combining keywords with the KGMID, or the machine readable entity ID code, right? So what I would do is click on this, okay? And then see how this Plepper pops this out. What we're looking for is the KGMID, so that's the place, that's the CID. That's the pro list. Place. Oh, my mistake. Silly goose. All right, it's this one right here. So you want to add keywords, copy link address. So here, look, or take a look, I should say. Font. We'll make this a little bit larger so you can see it. Hopefully you can see this. I'll make it a little bit bigger. I know that some people like to watch on the phone. All right, so this right here, copy, right? So this will lead to the business, and mind you, because showing logos is apparently against the rules. Even on a public website, interesting. But in any case, I don't know who this is. I'm just doing I'm just showing you how to do this, okay? So get global. All right, no, there's no harm here by doing this. So if this is anybody, I'm just showing an example here, okay? What we're doing here is we're going to take this. So there's the actual listing. All right, I'm just showing the listing. We're going to grab this URL. All right, copy. Bring it back down here. And then this is, say, car plus, see the plus is when a space do a plus. Car plus service plus, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter, but car, service, car, just to showcase this. Car, cars. All right. And that's it, brother. Okay. So what you're going to do here is what I'm doing now, whether you're doing this on maps or you're doing it in organic. I showed you in organic, works the same for maps. All right. So you get the URL, question, query equals this. You're going to put this, here's your query. You're putting your keywords in here. If you want to get more keywords, just add them. You can add as many as your heart desires. All right. But I'll tell you, but it took time to realize this and understand, but up to 12. All right. Don't go too ham because they'll get devalued. How do I know this? Because we initiated a test where we were appending a location modifier at the end. It's called an M code. So it's end KGMID for a /M. See how this is a G code? G plus number? Well, the M code is for location. We were appending the location, so no matter what the query was, no matter what keywords we used, it would show you the result for the location, right? You're with me so far? So what we did is we started just going ham to run traffic. And what we quickly realized was, wait a minute, when I go above a certain threshold of words inside the URL, Google doesn't recognize, there's too much, and it won't showcase it won't give credit to the location, or it won't give credit to a business. Whatever the case may be, whatever you're trying to do. I'm not sure what you're doing. I'm just giving you more understanding. So what I did is I think it's been a few months since we did this, but let's just say we started at 25. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's try 20. That didn't work. We just started working our way down until we found the magic number. Now that may have changed over the course of time. All right. But you can test it out for yourself. It may have changed. Maybe you can add infinite, or maybe it's less now. I don't know. I can't think of a test where I have a definite answer other than there used to be a maximum amount of words that you could stack. All right. So yeah, that's how you do it. And hopefully it helps you out. And I left this here so you could see it. All right. It's just end. You just append. And if you want to add something else, you can also do end query equals here, watch, see Michigan here, right click, view source, control F /M/, get that M code. This is the M code for Michigan. You can come over here and you can append this. Whoopsie. Testing out some links to GMBs. But anyway, coming over here, end query equals, you can add the code. Now, depending on a few things, I think this business wasn't in Michigan, so it might be a little hanky, but it may still work. Yeah, it's a little. It's still getting credit, but you have to be in the state. So you can do surrounding areas is usually what we'll do. Add the cities. We make them in an Excel sheet. But if you're swapping states, it doesn't work as majestically. But you're still going to get credit here because it's and this. So hopefully that helps you out. All right. So but this is how you're going to be adding them. Oh, my mistake. I forgot to add this. I'm sorry. My mistake. Here, if I'm going to show you, rewind real quick. You have to give Google understanding. So KGMID, take the M code. My mistake. It might still not throw because of the issue that I just told you. But I'm pretty sure this is how you force it. So maybe I went above board showing you how to do this, but that's okay. I don't mind sharing information and helping. I'm not sure what your goal is, but this should take us. So this business is going to get credit for these keywords plus initiate a search. On top of that, it's going to be, what's the word? Like it's coming from Michigan. Now, it might kick it though because they're two different states. Yeah, it did. Kicked you out. But that's okay. You get the point. You get the picture. And I hope that it helps you out. Yeah. You can play with it, but that's how you're doing it. I even showed you how to play with it a little bit, like hopefully it helps you out. I hope it does. What are you up to? Maybe you said no? It's okay. Chris, I appreciate you. Yep. My pleasure, my friend. My pleasure. All right, I'm on OT. Chris, where would you place the link? I would place it into hey, Madge, good to see you. Great to see you. I would place it into a traffic resource. Because I don't see any other reason to utilize that. Those links are unique to Google. So I wouldn't want to build backlinks to them. However, if traffic is going to them and there's enough queries, impressions, this can have an impact. I've noticed. So, I think they're for impressions, not for links. Links need to be just like the issue that you have when you're talking about sending links to a dynamic URL, like a share URL inside of Maps. Like that's not the best usage of backlinks or it's got to be a static asset, something that's already recognizable, something that's already getting traffic. I don't want to have to do something where I have to continuously do work. You see? So if we already have a static URL that exists, that's where you build links to. These types of strings are utilized for traffic signals. All right, so hopefully that helps you out. Great, thank you. Yep. Well, Alex, that's I wish I was completely nick free. I'm just chewing tobacco free. All right, so I'm getting there. I'm working my way to it. I'm not totally free yet, but I'm on my way. And thank you for your support. The subject of the day, was local SEO. I was answering questions. I allocated 40 minutes. I went over a little bit because I wanted to explain that for Alex, like I said I would. And I'm just going through here briefly to see, how do you know if a domain name is banned from Google search? Well, I would plug that domain into Search Console and see if there's a manual action. Also, too, I would take that domain, that you might feel is banned and throw it up inside of a Google site, or throw it up on Firebase free, or something that's free that's authoritative, or set it up to where you can hide it behind Cloudflare. What I would do is set up that homepage how it previously was, see if it indexes. See if it indexes. If that indexes right away and you still have doubts, then recreate some pages. You don't have to recreate the whole page, but you need to recreate the structure and at least put the headers back in place. If those index, you're probably safe. All right. I got this project in December for £6,000 and now in February for £17,000. Well, my friend, before blogging, you have budget to allocate. I believe, weren't you the one asking about acquiring customers for local, right? So you are acquiring the customers. You're able to allocate some of that budget towards ad spend. I would. Hopefully that helps you. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you all. Let's see here. It's 7. That's it. I got it. I have to go. It's been an absolute pleasure. I really wanted to get through more. But I can't have you guys, I can't have you ladies and gents come in here and ask questions and not, say hi and engage and speak with you and answer your questions. So of course you're going to get priority over comments. But I needed to answer those comments. So it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time. If you have not already, please take a moment out of your day, check out and see what we have going on here. I've made this site as simple as I possibly can. We're not, oh, I wish I had chrispalmer.com. High hopes. No, somebody else owned that and he's not selling, but I do have chrispalmer.org. Please take the time to visit chrispalmer.org, whether it's services, consultation. We have almost every service is listed here. Some really fun ones that are new and definitely delicious. We have Haro link building. We have premium press releases. We're about to initiate a price drop there. Very high quality distribution. On top of this, we also have this available. And then if you didn't know, traffic and maps traffic, website traffic, I can help you out there. All right. Everything that you could possibly need. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you as always. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Hey, Carlos. Before I go, Alex, see you later. J5, thank you. Chris, where would you? Okay, we talked about that. Madge, good to see ya. Alberti, thank you. Bellade, good to see ya. Before blogging, AY, thank you for all of your questions. J5, Nergy Voodoo, Andrew, I talked to everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.